Okay. Wow. What a journey we have all been through. We started the program with high aspirations to win. We got off to a great start. We had great leadership and exciting road trips that provided us unequal learning opportunities. Of course, we had our ups and downs, and even at times I felt I could cry. We always had to be in our seats early and clap at the end. We supported each other through our triumphs and disappointments. But you know what? We're gonna be fine. We will be okay without Juwan Morgan and Romeo Langford next year. Now, enough about the IU basketball Hoosiers and its iconic banners. We're here today to focus on us and celebrate our banners. We can start with the banner which recognizes our renowned and iconic in its own right Kelley School of Business, its facilities, and its location in our country's most beautiful campus. For those of us who have had the privilege of spending 5 years here, we will always remember this place as inspiring as it is glorious. Our next banner, and spoiler alert, we have 5 just like IU basketball, represents our faculty. Winning students are only as good as their champion teachers, and we have the best. Thank you to all of our professors, administration, student aides, and all of the hundreds of support staff in and around IU who have enriched our experience, inspired our effort, opened our minds, instilled discipline while promoting free thinking, and overall elevating our game to reach this day and realize our opportunities ahead. Thank you, professors. None of what we have accomplished to date would be possible without the love and support we have received from our families and friends. Each of us can tell their own story of the sacrifice our families have made, the encouragement they have provided during the challenges, and the joy they have shared in our achievements. Regardless of what or where our future course takes us, we know we can draw on the unconditional support and love of our families, for whom we raise our third banner. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Our final 2 banners, our 4th and 5th banners, identify our individual and collective journey to this commencement day and our future success as we move on to the next level. Like the Indiana basketball Hoosiers, we all came here with different backgrounds from diverse geographies and with a common intention to learn and take what we learned out into the world. Undoubtedly, each of us came to Indiana not knowing how we wanted to finish our story. Some of us wanted to go into music, while others wanted to study science. In my case, the most obvious career for me was to become a swimsuit model. But after striking several of those poses in the mirror in my Euro cut Speedo, I quickly realized that a career in finance and accounting was the right fit for me. As I look back at our time here in graduate school, I remember the first day of class. We all were so anxious to be on the other side of Kelley, talking about the big leagues. That first day, we met our audit professor, Professor Schrader. Now, some of you may have a predetermined mindset that audit is quite, dry. But Professor Schrader destroyed that notion. It was almost as if he had his own platform. Let's make auditing great again. I appreciated his teaching so much that I began to impersonate some of his mannerisms with the full intention of becoming the next Professor Schrader. Woo, yeah, rock and roll. No, he studied to test internal controls, audit risk is high. Professor Schrader, I know what my thoughts on your impersonation are, but I'm more interested to hear about yours, right? For those of you that's him, that's what he does. That was just the first day. But as the weeks went on, we became closer with our professors and even closer as a 3-2 family. Sinking the biz at Knicks, panicking for 12 long days during Dave's case, tailgating for IU football games, and becoming world travelers. Which reminds me, how often does a professor travel all the way to Romania and take their students out for a drink? By the way, that reminds me, Professor Cook, you still owe me $10. My Venmo is at Jordan-Rose-15. At the time, we didn't know we were creating lifelong memories, but we just knew we were having fun. But before we can raise that fifth banner, however, we will need to embrace three guiding principles which have defined our Kelley experience: taking the long view, commitment to continuous learning, and living with integrity. The long view. Throughout our finance classes, we learn the difference between short-term and long-term investments. We learn that success is a process, and you must trust that process and believe in yourself. There will be a time when our jobs become exhausting, and we will ask ourselves, why am I doing this? When this time comes, demonstrate the qualities of keeping the long view and be patient. Sometimes you need to take a step backwards before moving forward. Everyone's path will be different, and to succeed, it will be important to persevere through adversity. Continuous learning. While our graduate school curriculum has concluded, our learning has not ended. In some ways, it has only begun. Our education is a process that began during preschool and will continue long after we leave Bloomington. Our desire to seek a graduate degree is already evidence of our commitment to grow our minds and to become more complete people. Learning is not merely academic development, it embodies personal development as well. Whether it is career and professional development, finding our role in our communities, or nurturing our personal relationships, we can look forward to a lifelong pursuit of learning. And integrity. Whatever we do and wherever we go, we have developed the ethics to keep us guided and grounded. Our responsibility in business is not merely executing the X's and O's, but also living the yeses and nos. No to shortcuts and no to silence in response to injustice. Yes to honesty, and yes to speaking up for those who cannot. If knowledge is the fuel for innovation, then integrity is the compass that guides life's real returns. Whether it is the stamina to overcome adversity, our dedication to continued learning, or just doing the right thing, we can draw our Kelley experiences and, when needed, our Kelley family to navigate the challenges. It is this guidance, it is for these principles and the boundless opportunities ahead which they create, for which we raise our fifth banner. We created memories and developed friendships that will last forever. We are unbelievably fortunate to be living in this digital age where we can all stay connected. As a Kelley family, it is our duty to stay connected and embrace the Kelley heritage. As we go out into the world, whether in the financial canyons of Wall Street or London, the technology corridors in San Jose or Shanghai, or the heartlands in Kalamazoo or Calcutta, we will always have a home in Southern Indiana. As the song Back Home in Indiana, sung at the beginning of every IU football game, reminds us, wherever we may wander, wherever our dreams may take us, we are Indiana Hoosiers, and we will always have a home here in Bloomington. Thank you, and congratulations, graduates. Go Hoosiers.